Listen, we're in the Champions League. We're in the Champions League. Finishing top 3. We're in the Champions League. Where's Liverpool? Not there. Where's Chelsea? Not there. Where's Spurs? Not there. Oh my God!
What's happening, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to the pre-match game video here at Carrington, man. The rain's starting to come, as usual. Yeah, it wouldn't be Manchester if the rain wasn't on its way. And just as we've hit record, it started already. You can see the players behind me. After the press conference as well, we spoke to Erik ten Hag and he spoke to the rest of the media. And look, he's in a mood where he wants to bounce back. You know, he's going to back the players. He's going to back what we're doing. He's going to back our process. Spoke to Varane as well. And, you know, he also said that he thinks we're good enough to win the Champions League, which, you know, of course, what's the point? If he's not there believing that, then what's the point in turning up? But listen, tomorrow's a pressure game, man. Tomorrow's a pressure game. The pressure really is on because we already lost that game against Bayern Munich and we spoke how important about the home games are going to be for us. They have to be 3 W's. Well, I know Bayern Munich is the end of that, but at least Galatasaray and Copenhagen have to be W's. There's no excuses. But it's not going to be easy. You know, even Erik ten Hag alluded to some of the players that they had. You know, you look at the likes of Icardi, all right, he had his problems at PSG, but he's a quality player. You look at Wilfried Zaha, going to have the bit between his teeth. We're light at fullback as well, excuse me. So if you're looking at Dalot coming in, which he's going to be playing right back, that's going to be against Wilfried Zaha, who plays on the left. Interesting from that. Tete, the right winger, Brazilian. Handy, Dries Mertens to come in on the bench, and Ndombele, Davinson Sanchez, Lucas Torreira midfield. Now, I'm not saying these are cream of the crop players, and some of them you could say are past their best or failed at other clubs, but it just changes, doesn't it, when they're players that you know of or know about playing against Man United. They know about these types of occasions, even if they had a tough time in England. You know, they're now on a different club. They're now in a different environment themselves. So we have to be wary. They've got a lot of threats that can hurt us. And I know they're on a good run at the minute as well. Just looking at the team there, I can see Anthony there, who obviously Erik ten Hag said is back and available for selection. Be interesting to see how much of a part he'll play. He said he's available for selection. He's trained once and obviously going to train again right now, which would make it twice. So, you know, with limited options on the right-hand side since he's been away, and, you know, even when he was here, it hasn't quite been how we wanted it to be, but I'm pretty sure Erik ten Hag will be looking to get him back in as quickly as possible. Probably going to have to be... Is that Kobbie Mainoo? I'm just trying to see, is that Kobbie Mainoo? I think it is. Maybe it's not. I can't see from here. No, I don't think it is, actually. I thought I saw Kobbie Mainoo. Is that Kobbie Mainoo? Is that Kobbie Mainoo? Or not? It's not, is it? No. It's not.
Confirmation.
Yeah, confirmation. I thought it was, but it's just in front of Hannibal. It's not, is it? Is that? There's a bit of an inquest here. No. It is, actually, isn't it? That is Kobbie Mainoo. Is it? John, is that Kobbie Mainoo? Yeah, so Kobbie Mainoo is in training. We worked it out in the end. I'll tell you what, I'll take that. I'll tell you what, out of all the assembled media, I've spotted him. It is Kobbie Mainoo, which is fantastic to see that he's back in training. Fantastic to see he's back in first team training. Of course, he's been out for a while. Young player, we can't put too much on his shoulders, but a welcomed addition back into the group because, you know, we've been light. We need to improve, and he looks really, really bright in pre-season. So we need him. We absolutely need him, man. So that's a positive. In terms of team selection, look, you're looking at Rafa. How many games can he manage within a week? He did come off towards the latter stages of the game against Palace, which you can probably think, you know what, fair play. But we're going to need him. When does Harry Maguire come in? When does Lindelof come in? Johnny Evans potentially. We've got to be strong, but the midfield balance has to be spot on as well. I mean, Hannibal was missing from the game against Palace. He gives a lot of energy, a lot of legs, a lot of endeavour. Does he come back into the side? Does maybe Bruno go to the right-hand side if Anthony doesn't start? Mason Mount, obviously, I think he was pretty good on Saturday. I think he done well. He came out and faced the media afterwards, but I liked what Mason did. I liked how that he played, and I liked what he was trying to do. Didn't quite come off all the time, but he was playing the game in the right way. And obviously the biggest question mark at the moment amongst us, the fans, which has been a big talking point, is whether Marcus Rashford will start the game. He's been playing badly at the minute. He looks off it. His body language doesn't look quite right, and kind of did ask Erik ten Hag about how he, wants to get players through bad periods. You know, I went from talking about the youngsters through to the experienced players, and that just doesn't count for Marcus. That could be Bruno, that could be, you know, it could be Casemiro, it could be Varane, whoever it is, but the experienced players. And he said, you know, it's not new to their careers. They have to play through it, but at the same time, we've got things to work on, and then he's aware of that. So, yeah, does he start? I mean, the message that it sends to the rest of the team, that he's playing badly, but also it's a big game at home. If someone's going to produce something, it's going to be Marcus Rashford. But I just want to see Eric maybe be a bit more ruthless with that. You know, if you don't think Marcus is at it, have him on the bench for 60 minutes. Bring him on after 65, 70 minutes. Let him come on, make an impact. Change it up a little bit. We have seen that when Alejandro Garnacho starts, sometimes it isn't always what we want to see. Sometimes he hasn't always been at it. He's been better as an impact sub, but at least show the impetus. At least show that you tried that way around. At least show a message. And also, it could be what Rashie needs. Could be what Marcus Rashford needs, just a little bit out the limelight to say, you know what? Let me have a look at it. Let me just get my confidence back again. Now I can come on and make an impact off the bench. So I don't think that will happen, though. I think Eric will, you know, in a time when we've got a lot of injuries and a lot of key players missing, I don't think Eric's going to, you know, take out the likes of Bruno, take out the likes of Marcus Rashford. I just don't think he does that, especially with how big a game this is. But in my opinion, I wouldn't be against it. You know, I wouldn't be like, why is he doing that? I would absolutely see why he would make those changes, because we need to get some consistency. We need to get players playing the game in the right way and being in the right mode and being in the right place to be able to play the game properly and how Eric wants to play. And up the front line, look, you're looking at Martial, you're looking at Højlund. Of course, we're going to go with Højlund again probably, but I think Martial's coming in and doing his fair share at the minute. But it's just about the basics. If we don't do the basics right against this Galatasaray side, it can be really uncomfortable. And their manager, you know, he's already beaten us with Istanbul Başakşehir, I believe. He knows about playing us. And they're not going to be nervous. They're not going to be nervous. They're going to know that we're fragile. They're going to know that mentally, you know, like there's been reports that, you know, Erik ten Hag's got question marks over the fragility, mental fragility of our team. But if we're not at it, we can be exposed. And again, what we said, no excuses, can't blame the injuries, no excuses against Palace in the midweek. This is exactly the same with this. There can't be any mishaps, because all of a sudden, if you're on the wrong end of a result here at home, you're on the wrong end of a result in Bayern Munich, which we was, the group's looking peak, and you don't want that at all. So Old Trafford needs to be rocking. You know, Champions League football is back there. I know it kind of hasn't felt like that recently because we've been a bit like, you know, in the mud with our performances. But you know, when the Champions League music rings out at Old Trafford, we do need that. We do need that lift from the fans, and we need the players to respond to that, to keep the energy high, to keep the pressure on Galatasaray. And Varane spoke about it as well, about efficiency. He spoke about needing to score in the clinical moments when you're on top, needing to be clinical at the top end of the pitch as well and put our chances away. Kind of alluded to the fact that we're needing too many chances to score. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. We need to make sure that we're clinical, because if we don't take our chances and Galatasaray get a silly free kick, a silly set piece, or a bit of luck, or a little bit of skill from Zaha, or anything, and we go 1-0 down, then there's issues. You know, usually we struggle. So we have to score the first goal, and we need to play in the right vein. So yeah, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know what your starting lineup would be as well, and your predictions. Take care, guys. Peace.